sam pemage sardong pola yatsen choginung drumye pemajong ne jesudra Cordu control magpokor Keki Jesu dakdrugi Jinji lapchi shek susol Guru pema sidi Ol mahum benzar guru pema sidihum Ol mahum benzar guru pema sidihum Om Ahum 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 Benzar Guru Pema Sidihum. Good morning. Sometimes I have a profound thought when I'm chanting, especially when I'm chanting actually. So I have to write it down, which I suggest. A long time ago, I learned that when I sit to meditate, I should have something to write on, because you have that thought that shows up and you think, I don't want to lose that, I don't want to forget that, I want to remember that later. So you write it down, and then you can move back into your practice. So that's what I'm doing. Well, happy Sunday. I know that for some of you, this is a nice long 3-day weekend, and for others, it's the 120th day of your weekend. Kind of like me. So, happy Sunday. It is Sunday for those of you who didn't know. Native humor. Either way, I'm glad that you are here and joining me for practice this morning. I know I've had a week, so I'm ready to really spend a little time just focused here and focused in this now moment, and contemplate as we go the different pieces of our liturgy that we've crafted around our practice. And sometimes there's a repetitive nature, sometimes there's an irritation to the repetitive nature. But it's interesting, each time I think, oh, we should change that up, I hear something in the reading or the pace of it that I needed to remember, and I think, keep going. Keep going. So, if there's a familiarity about it, if you've been practicing with us for a while, with me for a while, and there's a repetitive nature about it, and maybe just look into the irritation. That could be your present and accounted for teacher for the day. So, with that being said, I'm ready to start. Are you ready to start? Remember that in this practice, we're practicing spontaneous nowness awareness. So bringing our attention, our intentional attention, into this present moment. All the sights and sounds and tastes and touch, all the senses, as well as the emotions and reactions that arise. We are the viewer of that. We are the perceiver of all of that, each of us, with our own lens. So don't discount the teaching of presence. It may oftentimes feel mundane, but it is a profound teacher to your original nature. So turn toward that as we practice today. Body, speech, and mind, directing it all into this present moment. Yeah? As always, I'll ring this bell 3 times, and we'll let the sound and vibration call us here onto our seats, committing to sit for this time, direct our presence and our awareness into this moment, into this practice. Begin with the path-clearing and wish-fulfilling prayer to Padmasambhava, reminding ourselves that all obstacles are cleared with awareness. and the awareness of their cause. Dosum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Nundru Kundak Dewa Chen Boja Barche Kunsel Dudu Drakpotsel So Depso Jinji Laptu So Chinang Sangwei Barche Jiwadang Sampalungji Drupar Jinji Lob. Precious guide, one with all the Buddhas of the three times, blissful presence and source of all spiritual accomplishments, fierce destroyer of illusion who dispels every obstruction, we pray to you for blessing, inspiration, and realization. Please remove all outer, inner, and secret obstacles and spontaneously fulfill our aspirations. Our refuge prayer. Sangye chodang soki choknam la Jongchu Badu Dakni Kapsuchi Dakji Jinsoki Pei Sonam Ki Drola Penshir Sangye Drupar Shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. The great Yogi Milarepa sang, "My body is the holy mandala itself, wherein resides the Buddhas of all times. With their blessings, I'm freed from all needs and attachments. By day and night, I offer them up. Happy am I to do without material things, knowing that all beings in the 6 realms of samsara are inherently Buddhas, and all the 3 worlds, the self-creating measureless Trikaya Palace. Whatever I do is the play of the Dharmadhatu, ultimate reality. Whoever I'm with is the Yidam deity. Wherever I stay is the Buddha's abode. Happy am I to forego outer supports, rituals, and symbols." So as we begin our focused practice this morning, we'll chant for a few minutes. And chanting is a big part of my practice. It helps me to drop off all of those little fires on the outskirts, those little thoughts, those little desires, those little attachments that really mean nothing and are only causing suffering. So when I can focus my complete attention, and even by just focusing on the sound and vibration coming from my body. I can focus here in the now, where everything has a breath and a heartbeat. Chanting to me is a love song to our inner, spontaneous Buddha nature. So as we chant this morning, we'll chant Om Benzar Sato Hum. And it's a chant, a Tibetan chant of purification. And purification is just like those obscurations, those little fires on the side, that we can just let them be. Let them be what they are. No need to control, manipulate, or engage with those little fires. Bringing our attention to here and now, where we are living. Om Benzar Sato Hum, 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 Om Benzar Sato Hum. Breathe, relax, center, smile. Befriend yourself and befriend the world. With each breath, relax and release all the physical and mental tension. Focus on your inhalation and relax and release with all your exhalation. Release yourself of the straitjacket of your habitual neurotic tendencies and preoccupations. Just let everything come and go. Let everything be. There's nirvanic peace in leaving things just as they are. Let everything be at home, on the spot, in this breathing, pulsing moment. Awake and aware. As it is. Through yourself. Seeing your abiding Buddha nature. You are the one you've been waiting for. So just let go and let be. Breathe. Relax. Center. Smile. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme The New Millennium Prayer by our Lama Surya Das. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may all be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace in this world and throughout all realms of existence, an end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression, and may we all together complete the spiritual journey. So, it's been a week. So this week, I have been visited for 3 days by my oldest teacher. I'm kind of like a guest that doesn't leave. You don't know when it's leaving. The teacher I'm talking about, the guest I'm talking about, is pain. And in the form of migraine headaches, each day arriving, showing up. And for those of you who don't know, I found this entire journey from meditation practice. When I was about 12 or 13 years old, I was introduced to a self-hypnosis guided meditation that has led me to a life of meditation and Buddhist contemplation in the past years. And this pain is a great teacher. Pain is interesting in whatever form. You can think about it as a toothache or a bruise or maybe a chronic pain that you may have. But it shows up and it seems like the most persistent can be completely debilitating. It can take over, and the pain is, I describe it to be like brain freeze when you're eating ice cream and you get that sort of searing, dull, persistent pain, but it lasts for an indeterminate amount of time. Without my practice, that pain leads to a very reactive behavior on my own part and suffering, extreme suffering. Can't get away from it. It's horrible. I remember as a child pulling my hair because it felt better, or thumping my head gently on the wall. Not maybe not gently, but hitting my head on the wall next to my bed because the thumping would disrupt the pain. And the repetition helped a bit with the suffering. What I've learned to do over many, many years of these headaches, and they come and they go. Sometimes they're a little more persistent. I would say these are certainly weather and allergy affected, these ones that are showing up now, and there's really little I can do about the pain. I can, take something, or ice sometimes helps, but as the pain persists, it's my job to show up in care of myself and in care of my own suffering. So as we know through this path, the map for us that has been shown to us so generously by those who came before is that we must identify that there's an issue. So there is suffering. There is suffering on top of the pain. So I'm having a painful experience, and then I'm having a suffering experience that is arising from that pain. So it's my job to be loving and attentive to that suffering. And what I mean by that is turning in toward it rather than trying to wrestle away from it. I have a very strong visual wriggling, trying to get away from that pain, turning, running, whatever it takes, trying to get away from it. And that in itself is the suffering, trying to get away from the pain, trying to make the pain stop, trying to deal with the pain. But instead, when I can turn toward it and see the pain and the suffering as separate but interconnected. We know everything is interconnected. We also know that all things are impermanent. So I try to remind myself that the pain has just as much impermanence as anything else, and it will leave. There will be a cessation of the pain. But the thing that keeps me attentive is the suffering. So when I can turn toward the suffering and relieve it by seeing its nature, seeing what it is, I'm seeing it as a human reaction to a human experience. So I'm experiencing pain and I'm having a reaction, a pretty natural and instinctual but that reaction is causing suffering. So if I can look into that experience of suffering and see it for what it is, a reaction, and a reaction to pain. I even pull apart pain. And what is pain, actually? Can I hold it? Can I separate it? No. It's an experience, and an experience of the body's pain system, the synapses firing in my brain are experiencing pain. It's not something you can hold or give away or put on ice, right? Can't sell it, can't plant it, can't bury it. It's just a sensation. So in fact, I'm having an emotional reaction. Suffering is an emotional reaction to a sensation, right? So if I can pull that apart, see it for what it is, it often lets me relax into just waiting it out. Dark room helps. A gentle fan blowing on me, quiet, often helps. And this week I was thinking about the suffering, the pain, as sort of waiting out, when you go to the bar with a friend and they drink too much and you let them go to the dance floor and dance it off, and you're just waiting, you're ready to go home, you're tired, and your friend is just dancing and dancing, and you think they need to dance it off, let them dance their dance, and then I can go home. That's a little what it felt like this week. I also heard this song, the Dolly Parton song, "Here You Come Again," when it would start. Here you come again. Yeah. So, maybe even finding a little humor in it. And often, for me, relaxing and easing that sense of suffering, being aware of my suffering, allows me to move on and even interact, get up and have life, even if there's still some pain. When I can see the suffering and let that ease, then it often gives me the ability to move on. But when I get stuck in the habitual reaction to it, I'm kind of down for the count. So I tell you this story because each of us has persistent teachers. And maybe it's a thought. Maybe it's a persistent thought of not being enough. A persistent thought of whatever it is. Fear. Discomfort in your whole experience. That you can see the teacher in that. What is it showing me? It's showing me that there's a sensation, and a reaction. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. It's unconscious reactions that cause us our suffering. And that suffering is persistent as well. And we can see things as they are. See your experience as a human experience, a natural reaction to a human experience. Then you can relieve some of that suffering just by your attention, by your attentiveness. And you can learn to nurture and hold and love yourself through it. Give yourself the nurturing that's needed to move through your issue, whatever it is. Maybe it's grief. Remember, a lot of our suffering comes from attachment and craving and desire. So think about those elements for you and how that shows up. How am I creating my own suffering by perpetuating the thoughts of desire? Not that we shouldn't have aspirations, but when we're attached and we crave that which we think we don't have, or attached to the things that we have and are upset when things change. We can see things for what they are. What they are. I hope that's helpful. So as we begin to close this morning, we'll read the 4 dharmas of Gampopa and Longchenpa, the prayer for 10 accomplishments, and then our bodhicitta dedication. Bless and empower us that our minds and hearts turn toward the Dharma. Bless and empower us that our Dharma practice becomes the path. Bless and empower us that the path truly dispels confusion. Bless and empower us that the confusion itself dawns as primordial awareness, Rigpa. The prayer for 10 accomplishments by our Lama Suryadas. May we realize true sincerity and integrity, inner purity of mind, dispassionate equanimity toward all we see, right understanding of this dreamlike world and the next, loving compassion toward others, and the genuine intention to be helpful in alleviating suffering and confusion. May we directly perceive the truths of impermanence, mortality, and interconnectedness. Relinquish wandering thoughts and rampant desires. Accomplish freedom of mind and clarity of spirit. Remember with gratitude those who have gone before and shown the way, and vow to reach together full and complete enlightenment. Jangchup Semcho Grimpoche Makye Panam Ke Gyurchi Ke Panyam Parme Payong Gong Ne Gong Du Perwar Shok. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. We vow to transcend them. Dharma teachings are boundless. We vow to realize them. The Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. We vow to embody it. given you a little something to think about today. I want to remind you that each day, each of the weekdays, so, well, Monday through Saturday, that we have a meditation that I'm live streaming a meditation each day. I'm recording it as well, so if you come later, that's fine too. So we air at 2:30 Central Time, so it's just a little excuse to meditate, practice each day. So I do it every day, and I figured you might as well be invited as well. So if you haven't done that, you can look at any of these channels. Whatever channel you're on, there's a recording daily. So just check it out and get your daily practice going. That's helpful. Also, we still need some donations to keep all our expenses in check, especially during this quarantine time. We're not together, and dropping an occasional few dollars in the till. So if you go to the website kansascitybuddhistcenter.com, there's a donate button on the front page. So that's helpful if you can do that. Our expenses are low. No one takes a salary or anything, so it's just our meager overhead. So please do that. That's all I've got, I think. The Backyard Buddhist podcast, if you haven't listened, that launched about a little over a month ago. So we've got one per week. We loaded you up with a few to start with, but it's really cool to see how many people around the world are downloading our podcast and listening to myself and my co-host Danny Hobart, a good friend. So it's a good listen. We talk about Dharma in a conversational way. So how do we deal? This last one is called Your Karma is a Bitch. So if you'd like to check that out, it's got a little humor and a little Dharma and a couple of friends talking. So if you are a podcaster, check it out. There is a page on kansascitybuddhistcenter.com now that you can, it's got a player. So if you're not a podcaster and don't want to download the iTunes or whatever, you can go right to our website and stream it from there. So have a great week. I'll see you each and every day for practice, and remember patience with yourself, presence with yourself and others, and we'll get through everything. Thanks.